Hey guys, I'm John Setzler with Atlanta Grill Company. Today we're going to do another short video. I'm going to teach you how to make another condiment or side item for your next barbecue. We're going to make some southern sweet creamy coleslaw. So let's get started. The first thing I want to do to get our coleslaw going is make our coleslaw dressing. And there's a couple things here that I want to point out before I get started. I'm using one ingredient that you're not going to want to substitute. I am using tarragon vinegar. That is an integral part of the flavor of this particular sweet, creamy, southern style coleslaw. So don't substitute that unless you just absolutely have to. So we're going to start out in a small mixing bowl here. I've got a half a cup of Duke's mayonnaise, and if I had my way, you wouldn't substitute that either. So to that, I'm going to add a third of a cup of table sugar. I've got a quarter of a cup of buttermilk, a quarter of a cup of regular milk, 2.5 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1.5 tablespoons of that tarragon vinegar. I've got a half a teaspoon of salt and about 1/8 of a teaspoon of freshly cracked black pepper. And I'm just going to get in here with my whisk and mix this up and get it completely combined. And then I'm going to put the lid on that. We're going to toss that in the refrigerator. If you can make this in advance, that's great, but I would not recommend making this more than about 24 hours in advance. So I'm going to toss this in the refrigerator to chill while we get our slaw ready. Now I want to talk a little bit about the ingredients that I put in my coleslaw. I just use 3 basic ingredients. I use cabbage, carrots, and onions. And you can use green cabbage, you can use red cabbage, you can use a mixture, you can use any kind of onions you want, but I want to talk about the consistency of the shred. Coleslaw is a very personal thing, and some people like the coleslaw shred very finely, which I did here on cheese grater just to show you the difference. And sometimes people like a more coarse coleslaw, and I kind of like a mix of the two. So I'm going to grate some of my cabbage finely, and then I'm going to shred some of it and chop it with a knife to a consistency that I like. I've got a half of an onion here that I grated on that same cheese grater, and I've got a medium-sized carrot that I've shredded on that same cheese grater, and I've got 1 whole head of cabbage. So let me finish working this cabbage up. Some of the consistency some folks might like in their cabbage is just cut down like this and shredded into strips. So that's what I'm going to do to a good part of this cabbage to give it a coarser texture. And once you have your cabbage shredded to the consistency that you like, we're just going to toss the onion and the carrots in. And I'm going to get in there with my hands, and we're going to give that a good mix and get that mixed up nicely. And I'm just going to dump all of that coleslaw dressing in there, and I'm going to get in with a wooden spoon and give that a complete mix. And this, you're going to want to go straight to the refrigerator or the ice box with this, because you got to keep it cold. This won't keep long from this point. It's ready to serve, but you can keep this cold, you know, for a half a day or so. Make this early in the day if you want to, but guys, you're going to have to give this a try. This is a beautiful, sweet, creamy coleslaw. You can serve it as a side. You can serve it on burgers. You can serve it on pulled pork sandwiches. It's going to make a perfect side dish or side item or condiment for your next barbecue. So give it a try and let me know what you think. Until next time, this is John Setzler with Atlanta Grill Company.